What's going on, everybody? KingofDragons 5000 here, coming at you with another figure review. Today we'll be having a look at the Hasbro Star Wars Black Series Ned-B from Obi-Wan Kenobi. And so here we have Ned-B posing out of the packaging. Before we take a look at the figure, let's run through his accessories. Ned does come with his hammer, which does look really nice. And he does get a blaster, which is kind of hard to get into his hands. Other than that, he doesn't come with anything else. So with that out of the way, let's have a closer look at Ned-B. And so here we have a closer look at Ned-B, and I have to say that Hasbro did a fairly decent job with this figure. I'm not going to say they did 100% to where it's screen accurate, but it does look like Ned-B the droid from Kenobi, so I do like that. One thing I do want to point out is that his armor is completely the wrong color. Yes, he was yellow, but he was more of a mustard yellow. He wasn't this bright, vibrant yellow, which it is kind of throwing off the look of the figure. He's supposed to be like this dirty, dingy droid, and here he is in this really nice yellow. He does have some wear and tear on his chassis here, but unfortunately it's a little bit too much. Ned-B did not have this much scraping and dings in his armor design. He actually had a little more subtlety in his wear and tear. It wasn't this drastic. I don't know why Hasbro decided to go all this way with the wear and tear on it, but yeah, he's supposed to have some minor wear, but it's not supposed to be like paint scraping off from every spot on him. As far as the head sculpt goes, they did a really good job capturing the look of Ned from the Kenobi series. It looks really good. I do like the eyes. I do like these little pincers coming out of his, where would his mouth be? It does look like they're supposed to be articulated, but they're not. They're just made of a softer plastic, so do be careful with that. I really do like the way his head design overall is. I just like the overall design of this power droid. He does look really nice. Another inconsistency with the on-screen model is this ventilation right here on his right shoulder. It should actually be the same color as his the rest of his shoulder. It shouldn't be gray like this. It should just be this same yellow color. So yeah, that's a minor inconsistency. Overall, I do like the paint scheme on him. Again, it is a little bit too much comparing him to the on-screen actual screen use suit, so that's a little bit jarring for me. I do like the fact that he has the Ned-B right here, and then we do have the blue circle going around his neck. I do like his backpack, although this was a separate piece out of the box. You had to attach it, and you also have to connect these two little tubes. Now, as you can see, they really don't connect all too well, and part of the reason is they are made of a softer plastic, so trying to get these to peg in properly is a little bit of a hassle, but that's the best I can do to the best of my abilities, especially right now. But overall, yeah, he looks the part of Ned-B. It's not 100% screen accurate, like I said. The yellows are completely off. If anything, he should be a little bit more like this shade of yellow versus this shade of yellow. Except this should be a little bit darker, but it's much darker than his torso right there. So there are some things that could be better on him. I do like the fact that his arm right here has blue paint. I do like the fingers on Ned-B. He only has 4 fingers. We have the 3 and then his thumb, so that does look really good. Then we go on to his midsection, I guess it would be. You can see, just like with most Star Wars droids, he has a slightly thinner abdomen section where you just really need to connect the wires and everything to him, but I do like the overall look of it. You can see some designs and some overall detailing right here on the inside. Not like 3PO where you can see wires, but it does look like he has a little more covering than a protocol droid. Yeah, I do like his thigh pieces right here. They look really good, and then we have some more of those inner workings right there on the inner thigh, going with some more scraping. This one might be the most accurate, but yeah, everything else seems a little bit too harsh. And again, they didn't paint the back of him. There are parts of him that are painted on the back, like his backpack right here, his little flap back here, but his armor seems really clean, and I don't really like that. I would have liked it if they had done some wear and tear throughout the entire body, kind of like they did with here on his back flap. So yeah, there are some things to like and some things not to like about Ned-B. And of course, if you didn't like the Obi-Wan series, you're probably not going to like Ned-B. I just think he's a really cool power droid, and it's a droid we really didn't get to see or have seen. He kind of reminds me of K2 in just the head shape a little bit, but yeah, power droids do look really nice. I do like it. So with that out of the way, guys, let's actually get him posed and compared to other figures you may have in your collection. Here we have Ned-B posed next to a Marvel Legends Cyclops and a DC Multiverse Superman. Here we have Ned-B posed next to a WWE Elite Scale figure in a Mezco 1/12 Collective Popeye the Sailor Man. And for one final comparison, here we do have Ned-B posed next to a Lightning Collection White Ranger and a Star Wars Black Series Mandalorian. So with the comparisons out of the way, let's have a look at Ned-B's articulation. Now, he does have a ball joint here at his head, which can let him look up slightly. He can look down slightly, although it's very, very minuscule. He does get some slight head tilt right there. And he really doesn't turn left and right. Most of the left and right movement is going to be done here at his neck, where you can see he does turn left and right, no problem. That ball joint does allow for some forward and back movement, as well as some more side to side, so I do like that. He does have somewhat of a butterfly joint right here. You can see his arm does pivot back, his arm does pivot forward. Does it pivot up and down? No, it just pivots forward and back, so it's just a butterfly joint, unfortunately. His arms do go all the way around, which I do like that. He has the new style shoulder pads where it's sandwiched in between the butterfly joint and the shoulder, so it does get out of the way. It only goes to about right there, unfortunately, but he really wasn't an acrobatic droid, so I guess I can let that slide. No bicep swivel, but he does have a swivel here at the elbow, a single hinge at the elbow as well, rotation here at the forearm. Then we have a hinge here at the wrist, which goes in and doesn't really go out, and it does rotate. He does have a ball joint here in the torso, which doesn't go that far back, goes forward slightly, and we do get some nice pivot, and then that does turn left and right. Legs do kick forward to about right there. You can get them to kick out further, but you can see it the way the armor is designed. It does kick the leg out, so do be aware of that. He has a thigh swivel up here. Then he has a single bend at the knee going to about right there, which is about accurate for what Ned-B was doing. He does rotate here at the knee as well. He rotates at the shin, has a hinge in the ankle going back and forward, and then forward facing pin for rocker ankle. So overall, Ned-B here has some pretty good articulation, especially for a bulky droid like himself. So with that out of the way, guys, let's get him posed for my final thoughts, and then we'll wrap up this review. And so here we have the Star Wars Black Series Ned-B pose for my final thoughts, and overall, he's a really nice looking figure. If you get past the inaccuracies to the in-screen model, he still looks really, really nice, and I am really happy to have a Ned-B in my collection. I really did like the loader droid concept. I think his design works well for both on-screen and action figures. I just have one problem. His blaster, I don't know why they included him with his blaster. I know he used a blaster in Kenobi, but his hands aren't really designed to hold his blaster. His hands are just way too big. He has a trigger hand on his right hand, but none of his fingers go through the gun properly, and then his hammer holding hand holds the gun better, so it's kind of strange. Despite the fact he is the wrong shade of yellow, I still think this figure does its job in representing Ned-B as a character. The hammer is a really nice touch. I'm just a little bit sad that we never got to see him actually use it on a stormtrooper. I know he hinted at using it, but yeah, would have really, really loved to see him swing that thing at a couple stormtroopers. I think that would have been so fun. But overall, Ned-B here is a fun figure. If you're into the Kenobi series, you're gonna want to have this guy in your collection because he was pretty cool in my honest opinion. I did like Ned-B. He's not everyone's favorite droid, but I think he does his job. He was a really nice concept that they brought into live action, which I think he does his job well. Overall, if you are looking for a Ned-B, he is starting to ship. If you had him pre-ordered from sites like Amazon, Big Bad Toy Store, or Entertainment Earth, he will run you about $32, seeing as how he is, quote-unquote, a deluxe figure. Now, is he worth the deluxe price? No, not at all. Hasbro is just slapping the word deluxe on anything just to make a quick buck or two, and that is very apparent because they said that the paint is supposed to be deluxe, but as you can see, There is no paint on his back, so yeah, there is hardly anything that makes this figure quote-unquote deluxe. If you can get him on sale, I really recommend you do. He's a fun figure to have, and he works in your Star Wars display. You don't have to have him as Ned-B. He can just be some power loading droid that you have in the background. He can be a background character. There's so many options with this figure, so if you want him, definitely pick him up. With that being said, guys, I'm KingofDragons 5000. Don't forget to like this video, leave a comment, subscribe to my channel. Go ahead and check out all my other action figure reviews as well as all my other Star Wars videos. Hopefully you find them informative. As always, if there's a figure you would like to see me review, let me know down in the comments, and if it fits in my collection, I'll gladly have a look at it. While you're at it, check out my Instagram account for new and exciting action figure photos, and as always, ring that bell to be notified anytime I upload a video. Until next time, guys, I'll see you later. Take care, everyone.